Esava, this is LaserBolt, and welcome to today's video, guys. Today I bring to you guys, it's gonna be sort of like a build for if you like to be an archer or arrow. I'm gonna call this the arrow build because we're gonna be primarily focusing on the best bow in the game, and we're gonna be focusing on also how to enhance it and how to make that a little bit better. In addition to that, on how to be able to become really effective with this build. So I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of gameplay, me using this bow. Check it out, and then I'll come back and explain all the builds and what you need to put together and how it works. Alright, so after you guys saw the gameplay, I'm pretty sure you guys should be 100% convinced that not only is this the best bow, but it's also the best bow build. So let's take a look at our inventory, guys. Of course, for our pretty much our melee weapon, we're running the Dancer's Sword. Now, I'm a little bit disappointed that there is no melee weapon that we currently have right now that has really good synergy with bows. Maybe something that says when you melee someone, get an arrow back, or something like that. I'm hoping that they incorporate some sort of weapon like that, because that's going to make this build really effective. But right now we're running the Dancer's Sword. This is a really good weapon. It's really good because it's really fast. It increases the attack speed, and it has reliable combos. Really important. Critical hit right here. Exploding and Sharpness. That's what we're running here. So this one's going to give you critical hits. You guys should already know. This one, when you defeat an enemy, it explodes. And we have Sharpness, which is going to make your weapon sharper, causing you to deal more damage. The sword is not that much of a big deal. You want to get something that's really fast and really effective. Now, the thing that we are running the unique Archer's Armor. The reason why we're running this one, it comes with really good health, and it has the 15% moving speed aura, which is really good. It's going to be making you go fast. This is really important because it's going to allow you to keep a distance from your enemy. Remember, the main thing here, we're using our bow and arrow for pretty much everything. We're not going to be using our sword too much, and we want to make sure that we're able to move away from the enemy, or if anything's coming our way. We have a 10 plus arrows per bundle, so whenever we pick up a bundle of arrows, it's going to give us plus 10 more arrows, which is really important. Then we have a plus 30 range damage. This is really good because it's a good boost to your damage to your arrow, even though your bow doesn't really need too much of a range damage due to the fact that you're already going to be super duper OP. This 30% increment is really helpful, so we're going to be running that. Right here, guys, primarily we're just running health enchantments. Basically, we got the potion barrier, so whenever we drink a potion, it's going to give us negative 90% damage for a short duration. So we drink the potion, we're not going to take any damage, so we want to make sure we're using that very frequently. Then we have final shots, so whenever our health drops below 25%, all of these are going to be proccing. This is going to be the main one we want to proc, and these are going to help us clear ads. And we have chilling, emits a blast every 2 seconds that reduces the movement and attack speed of nearby enemies. Really important because since we're running the bow, we want to make sure we're keeping the enemies negated if they're too close to our proximity. That is what we have. Now for the bow itself, we have fusion shots. Every few shots has a time charge that explodes 1 second after impact, dealing 100% damage to nearby enemies. I like this a lot. You can theoretically change this for infinity, which is going to give you infinite amount of arrows, which is one that I would prefer, but I do like my fusion shot. I think it works really well. But if you have infinite right here, it would work really good. And one that is definitely a requirement, of course, is chain reaction. Has a chance to fire 5 arrows in the direction on impact. Really, really good. Really important. It's going to help you negate a ton of enemies really fast. And of course, one that makes this build extremely really good here is a multi-shot. Grants the chance to fire 5 arrows at once, giving you a ton of damage, especially once we go with the we talk about the artifacts. Another one that could work really good is ricochet or piercing. Those are really good here. So these two are requirements. Piercing, infinite, or fuse shot are the ones you want to go with in this area if you don't have fuse shot enabled. But we're using the harp crossbow. I believe personally this is by far the best bow currently right now in the game. There are some other ones that are contenders, but this one is a monster, guys. This is definitely a monster. Now for our artifacts, guys, we're running the Gong of Weakness. Really important. What we want to use this for is to weaken the enemy. Once we get close, especially if it's a boss, close to a boss, we do the gong, and then we just lay ham with our bow. Really important. It's also pretty important when we're fighting other enemies. Extremely, extremely helpful. So highly recommend this one. We're running 2 of these guys, which is the Fireworks Arrow. Extremely important because it's going to allow you to do a ton of damage. We're getting 391 range damage. So as you guys hear, a lot of damage. But remember, since we are using this one, we're going to apply a 30% more damage to this, which is really, really good. We have a 30-second cooldown. That's where we're running 2. It's going to help us do a ton of damage. Really important. And you can theoretically get away with 1, but I would suggest run 2. It's better to have 2 than just 1. And that pretty much puts the build together. I think it's a really, really powerful build. One thing I did want to show you guys is the difference when you have this as opposed to not having the 30% range damage. So let's go ahead and equip this one right here. And I'm going to shoot this guy. And you see we do 726. That's the one that you could probably theoretically see there. You'll see the 736. And as you guys see here, 706. Now, when we equip this guy, we're going to get a boost to our damage. It's going to go from 700 to 900. As you guys see right there, it's going to 900. And we're getting a ton of damage there, which makes this really, really powerful. It gives us that nice 30% boost, which is really important and something you definitely have to consider. Overall, in general, I think it is by far the best arrow build or bow build you could put together. But paired with the best bow, paired with the best unique armor, it's definitely something that we have to consider and take into account. Put the build together, test it out, and let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.